How Ernest Andrew's free electricity from thin air cooked the West and exposed a century of lies.
Hello guys, welcome back. In this very episode here, we're going to be talking about the brutal uppercut of Ernest Andrew's powerful innovation that is shaking up the entire Western world. When I'm talking about this very innovation here, we're not just talking about how he invented it, but the brutal, disruptive, and uppercut that it throws at literally everything. We're talking about education system, we're talking about religion, we're talking about history. It is an entire whole shebang of Western energy, hypocrisy, and carrot donkey trickinology, like I often say in my words. Why is this very important? Because this very invention, just a single invention from this very thing here, cooked the entire world without apology. And this very video you're about to watch today is going to change your perception about Africa, about education system, about religion, about history, because it literally tossed everything into the trash. So the nitty-gritty about this very uppercut invention is what we're going to be witnessing in a very few moments. Before that, I just want to let you know, if you are a fan of independency, energy independency, and democratizing, decentralized energy dependency, subscribe to my channel and do me a favor by doing a super thanks to help me bring in this very information to you guys. Aside that, if you have got that done, then you are welcome to the channel. Without wasting further much of your time, let's get into it. And believe me when I say there is more brutal energy disruptive technologies in Africa, which I'm going to be showing in this DIY assistant channel. So be sure to subscribe and stay alerted, because history is about to change. The very reality which you know is about to shift, and this is impossible feat. This is not just an incremental, this is a quantum shift, the kind that shakes the world global economic and the world global titans industries, that shake them to their core. Because from this video today, I believe you're gonna look at everything differently. Is going to empower you to make informed decisions which you've never thought is possible before. So all you need to do is to watch this very video till the very end, and I'm certain that after this very video you're going to be feeling much more empowered. If you are an Africa, if you are a black person, you'll be knowing that you are one among many that is empowered, that is much more endowed than any race. I'm not saying that other races are not doing the best they can, but trust me when I say the other races are playing catch up. Africa is not just the future, Africa is now. So be sure to watch this very video to the end, and I'll be back shortly afterwards. Thank you for your time in advance.
Western education is not designed to empower Africans. It's designed to program obedience, not create inventors. It teaches memorization, not innovation. And the proof is clear. Ernest Andrew never needed a Western lab. He never needed Ivy League validation. What he needed was freedom to tap into something deeper. And he did.
About Africa 54 and the stories we cover during the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54, and check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. After the break, with a generator bypassing the use of fuel, oil, or batteries, Malawian innovator electrifies homes amid skepticism from experts. Welcome back to Africa 54. I'm Vincent McCory in Washington. A secondary school dropout from rural Malawi has brought electricity to his community using what he says is a groundbreaking air-powered generator, bypassing use of fuel, oil, or batteries. Experts have questions about how the system works, but Malawi's government is pledging support. Lamek Masina reports from Dowa District.
Inventor Ernest Andrew's innovation largely aims to save money villagers spend in buying torches, and batteries to light their homes.
After realizing that we were facing a lot of problems without using electricity, I thought of trying to make electricity. Now here we are.
The 18-year-old secondary school dropout says his generator produces 1,000 volts of electricity. He has now connected 9 houses from a self-made transformer.
This system generates electricity using air. To make a light bulb illuminate, I use power stored in bottles. I experiment with magnetic power to determine how much electricity I can produce. After that, I generate power based on the number of houses I want to supply.
But experts complain of Andrew's failure to articulate how he is using air to generate electricity, or they say he might be purposely concealing it to prevent others from copying.
What type of air is he using? We don't know. What air is doing to produce the power? We don't know. And he's not saying. How is he taking the air into his system to produce electricity? We don't know. And he's not explaining. So how can we appreciate? How can we assist as engineers?
Katumba said if he proved real, Andrew's innovation would be rated among the most extraordinary in the world. The innovation has convinced skeptical neighbors.
I was among those who were doubting his ability to generate electricity, which we can use in our homes. But when I saw that he had managed to connect his parents' house, that's when I asked him to connect my house too. Now life is simple.
The villagers use the free electricity to charge phones and plug in electric shaving machines. Andrew's mother, Evelyn Chinguo, says he dropped out of school in 2018 because of lack of school fees.
I am appealing to well-wishers to assist this boy to continue with his education, like sending him back to school to improve his innovative ideas, because the knowledge he is using now is inborn.
Minister of Energy Ibrahim Matola recently expressed appreciation of the invention.
Such innovations can make us achieve access to electricity. But not only access, affordability, sustainability.
Authorities in Lower District donated training, electric wires, protective wear, and a gadget for measuring electricity voltage.
One thing that we're going to do as a district to make sure that whatever he's doing when he is working on the appliances is safe.
The Malawi government has organized a group of experts and identify areas to assist. In the meantime, Andrew is working to connect the entire village and fulfill the government's request to illuminate the nearby public primary school. Lamek Masina, VOA News, Lower District, Malawi.
In a small African town, far away from Silicon Valley and Western universities, Ernest Andrew built a device that extracts electricity straight from the atmosphere. No fuel, no wires, no pollution, just thin air. Sound impossible? That's because Western physics said it is. But Ernest just walked right past their gatekeeping and made it work. He didn't just build a device. He built a question mark. One so big it threatens to erase entire institutions. You see, this invention does more than just generate free energy. It breaks the laws they told us were unbreakable. It burns the textbook they forced us to memorize. It cracks open the false ceiling of Western science, exposing it for what it really is. A glorified religion built on, selective memory. Because if a young African can pull power from thin air, then what else is possible that they told us was not? Here's the bitter truth. The West fears this technology. Not because it's fake, but because it actually works. And it proves they no longer control the future. But where did this knowledge come from? To understand that, we must go back before colonialism, before the slave trade, before the rewriting of history. we must talk about the Tartarians, a lost civilization of builders, scientists, and technologists whose architectural wonders and forgotten science rival anything today. They built impossible buildings, operated free energy towers, and mastered frequency-based technology. Who were the Tartarians? They were the Moors, and the Moors were Africans. And among them were tribes like the Igbo of eastern Nigeria, a people known for thriving anywhere on Earth, building, adapting, and excelling without needing external permission. Unlike Asians or Westerners, who often stick to their comfort zones, Africans, especially the Igbos, make homes anywhere, bring industry, and create wealth. This ancient spirit lives on in Ernest Andrew, and in minds like Maxwell Chikumbutso, another inventor who defied Western physics and built electric cars that run without recharge. Ernest and Maxwell aren't anomalies. They are the reawakening of suppressed African genius. They're living proof that knowledge can be downloaded, not just learned. Downloaded from the ancestors, not copied from colonial textbooks. While Western education still glorifies people like Einstein, Tesla, and Thomas Edison, they deliberately erase or minimize Black inventors, African scientists, and ancient builders who laid the foundation long before Europe discovered anything. Even the Bible is whitewashed. Every saint, every prophet, painted as a white man.
Yes, you heard it right, kings and queens, and that is why this very video here just disrupted everything and cooked the Western world. We're talking about roasting. Have you ever heard that saying that the Chinese have the best cooking method, but I prefer the French? What did I say? From frying pan into the fire. That is exactly what Africa is currently doing right now, that is shocking the global economy. Africa has not just destroyed the history book, it also destroyed the textbooks. It also destroys the very religion that purged every black civilizations or the Moors. It also rekindles the fire of the civilization that was erased. So this is the whole thing that is actually causing a serious air tremor in the Western world right now, because how does it feel when you have been told, when you have been lied for centuries that the West are actually everything? They are leading, they are the best, they are that, they are that. In your Bible, like I said, there is no any black man who is actually a saint. In your textbooks, they are littered with Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison, Galileo, Rat, Lizard. There is no single black guy right there. So it is dehumanizing. It doesn't make you feel good. When you're walking right in the New York City, you got cops on your every shoulder, at every corner which you turn. You go to China, it's worse. So this is a revolutionary movement that is going to change everything, and it is all happening right here in my channel. So be sure to subscribe and stay up to date, as I'm going to be sharing more video about this groundbreaking innovation coming from Africa that is currently roasting the Western world.
So where do black people fit? We don't, and that's the design. But we're changing that. And if you're still watching, you're part of that change. So, hey, hit that subscribe button again, because this is the movement they don't want you to join. And if this content is waking you up, drop a super thanks to help us reach more people and keep this knowledge flowing. Let's be brutally honest. The system taught us to hunt for jobs, not to create solutions. We were trained to be users, not producers. That's why Africa is rich in minerals, but, poor in power. That's why our graduates can't build a battery but can recite European philosophers. That's why our engineers